This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist Evan Thomason.
Hey, good morning to you. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Evan Thomason here in the Podcast Center. Hello. I'm Meteorologist Evan Thomason again. Yes, it has been certainly quite the morning. We've had changes of weather, but we've also had earthquake. Earthquake local in the ArkLaTex. The big question is, did you feel it? It's certainly roaming around the newsroom like fireflies going to the light. But yeah, it certainly a big topic of discussion here so far this morning around the ArkLaTex. We'll get you some of those details here coming on up. But yeah, it was quite a wild morning with that. I didn't feel it. Some other people in the newsroom who were here at the time that it happened, which had happened at 6:30, some people said they felt a little shake around, a little rattle and roll, so to speak. I don't know. Did you feel it, yes or no? That can be the topic of discussion here today. On our YouTube. YouTube's the way that you can contact back with me, and I can see your guys' comments live on our stream. Excuse me, I feel like I'm getting the burps as well. My bad. Anyways, the main forecast here for the day, besides the earthquake, is hanging around with sunshine here throughout the day today and cooler temperatures. We woke up to morning temperatures down into the 30s and lower 40s around here. Bitter cold. Well, I wouldn't say the most cold. Again, some of us only had lows into the lower 40s, and we've definitely gone lower than that. But certainly we haven't had temperatures that cold here in a little while, honestly. It's been probably 5 days or so at least. Probably before last weekend, that's for certain. So, yeah. Yup. So, we're going to continue on that train as well for the next several days, too. I can guarantee you that. In fact, Saturday morning is expected to get even colder around here then. So, let's get into some of the topics here for the day today, besides the earthquake, which I still got to pull up graphics for, by the way. That's where I've been trying to do. For a little bit, as I get those graphics for you together, we are mainly talking today about a cooler forecast in store all the way into Saturday. It continues to cool on down. I know we've mostly cooled down after we've been under a steep decline of temperatures over the past 24 to 48 hours since the cold front came through yesterday. And we've had the steepest decline of temperatures really has already passed us, yet we still continue to gradually drop the temperatures even more all the way into Saturday before warming up. We'll get into that forecast a little bit later. And there's two important forecasts surrounding that. That's first the weekend, which is coming up in a matter of 2 days. Yeah, you're just 2 days away from the weekend and from, well, most likely most of you are probably going on an extended break as well. On top of that, we also have the Christmas forecast as well. We'll be talking about the Christmas forecast, what we're expecting here in the ArkLaTex. But for those of you traveling out, that's what we mainly want to stay first alert about. And that's going to be most of our exclusive content here for the day today. It's talking about our Christmas forecast for those traveling outside of the ArkLaTex. So, yeah. Yep, that's what we're rolling with here for the day today. I'm sorry, I'm still pulling up my earthquake forecast here. There we go. I'm back on me, but let's get into the local forecast, and we'll start with the earthquakes before we get into the rest of the forecast. Again, the big question is, did you feel the earthquake? I can't say that I did, again, personally, but I know there's a lot of people that certainly did. I've heard a lot of reports around the region here, that's for certain. All right, so let's get into our graphics here. Just a moment. Bam. There we go. So this is where it was located, just to the northwest side of Shreveport, which is where our studio is located here, mainly just right on that ArkLaTex border, or almost right on the Texas-Louisiana border, I should say. Again, just a few miles away from Uncertain, Texas, if you know where that is. A little closer to Marshall. A little bit farther away is Blanchard as well. Just again to the northwest side of Shreveport. That is where the location of it was. The magnitude, 3.3. So certainly enough to be able to feel it. Certainly not enough to be able to I guess, cause any damage, which was good news on that front. So 3.3 magnitude of what it was. 2.5 miles, specifically southeast of Uncertain, Texas. And that happened exactly at 6:26, just before 6:30 in the morning. So most of us were probably asleep. But if you weren't, again, you might have gotten a little rattled around here by the morning by that earthquake, that is. All right, so let's get into our exact forecast here for the day today. What we're mainly talking about is some sunshine returning back. That's one of our headlines here for the day today. It's back throughout the entire day. I know we saw it come out definitely during the day yesterday around the ArkLaTex, but it's definitely making its presence known throughout the day here for today. As a live look at your window row camera in Texarkana, too. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine abound. I mean, not much cloud cover is going to be found around the ArkLaTex here for the day today. You got temperatures around 52 for Shreveport, 51 in Texarkana, 46 in DeQueen so far this morning as we have a colder morning on tap. That's the biggest headline I probably have here for the day today is colder temperatures. That could even be attributed to some aspects of the afternoon, too. We still reached highs in some areas up to the mid-60s today. It's mostly upper 50s and lower 60s for the afternoon hours today. On top of that, again, as mentioned, sunshine. Plenty of it. Not just for today as well. We're expecting sunshine on for the next several days, too, all the way through the weekend, which will be good. And the next work week is Christmas, and unfortunately, that's when our rain chance... That's when our rain chance has to return. I know. Yep. On top of that, we have warm conditions also looking to make a comeback, too. We got highs next week, potentially going back to 70s. Yeah. As for today, again, we continue a cooler trend for the short-term forecast. So 61 in Texarkana only for today, 58 in DeQueen. It'll be 63 in Atlanta, 59 in Hope. Across East Texas, 61 in Marshall, 62 in Carthage, 63 for Hemphill, 64 in Nacogdoches, 62 for Shreveport, 63 in Natchitoches, 62 in Montgomery, and 60 for Homer. There's a live look at your satellite. That'll tell you the full picture of just how many clouds we're getting in the sky, which is pretty much nada here for the day today. Overall, we're protected by a nice high-pressure system, which is just out to our west nicely. It's clearing us out. It's clearing out most of Texas out of any cloud cover at all. Got active activity out a little bit to our east, but mostly up to our north, and the high-pressure system is protecting us from it. So, for the first time in a while, guess what? A quiet future track. Nothing but partly cloudy skies here for today and tomorrow, which will be great, including Saturday as well. You might as well put Saturday into that category, too. Over the next 3 days, guess what? Zilch on the rain. Not a single raindrop is expected, at least all the way into the weekend. Then there's next work weekend. Well, that's a different picture, isn't it? Some of us could get as much as an inch of rain in areas such as Texarkana and Mount Pleasant from the rainfall that we are expecting next work week. We're going to talk more exclusively about that Christmas forecast in just a little bit. But yeah, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day could look very rainy. Again, we're going to talk about Christmas Day specifics and Christmas Eve specifics after one commercial break. But before I get to that, let's go over the rest of the 7-day forecast where it's completely dry still for the next 5 days. Again, we finally have a weekend ahead where we're hanging around with nothing but sunshine, finally. Highs will be in the mid-50s. Watch out for those bitter cold morning lows. Those get down to 31 on Saturday. That's going to be cold mornings here to start off your weekend with lows down to the 30s. Then, that's all after a high of 62 today in for Shreveport for your Thursday. So, yeah, hanging around with nice December-like weather. December-like ArkLaTex weather around here, at least for the next 4 to 5 days. But then comes Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Again, 5 and 6 days away. Unfortunately, we flip the script when it comes to our weather. We're going to talk a whole lot more on what to expect for Christmas around here and also for around the nation if you happen to be traveling. All that more, that forecast coming up after this break. All right, welcome back. First alert weather breakdown. Again, I'm meteorologist Evan Thomason. Here in the Weather Center, we're all getting ramped up for Christmas. Hopefully you have your Christmas shopping done. I do not. I still have more to go. But Mother Nature's shopping, unfortunately, rain showers in for at least the ArkLaTex around Christmas. We'll see exactly how that's going to pan out. Again, first of all, before I get into the specific forecast, you have to keep everything with an asterisk, because I want to say we start getting a lot more certain, to be fair, about our Christmas. We're certainly starting to get a lot more reassurance and a lot more confidence in our forecast for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, especially because it's getting closer. Not only that, Christmas Day is finally contained within our 7-day forecast. Number two, but I'd probably say things can still change with the timing of how things work out and how different weather models play out. I'd say it's still within like 3 to 5 days out. So take this with a little bit of precaution, a little bit overall. In fact, there's even some chance of some of the models are even calling for a little chance of severe weather around Christmas time as well. So we'll see. Again, all this is still 6 to 7 days out. What I will say is before we get into the rain side of things, which is going to contain most of this forecast, it's going to look very warm for Christmas this year. Not just for us, but for most of the country as well. Not many chances and not many places in the United States are seeing a white Christmas this year. Excuse me. All right, so let's get into the forecast and see how it shapes on up. This is a look at the future track of the whole nation. So we're going to go over things kind of in brief here for the next several days. Obviously, this is Thursday today. Christmas Day is, again, next Wednesday. Christmas Eve is the day before on Tuesday of next week. So heading into the weekend, you look at the majority of the country, even heading into the weekend, the majority of the country, including Florida as well, looking mostly dry, except for the West Coast this weekend. So it's not just the ArkLaTex, but again, we're hanging around for a nice, quiet few days right before we even get into Christmas time, so to speak. But then we start flipping the script. Again, heading into next week, which is obviously, again, when Christmas Eve and Christmas Day is. So heading first into Christmas Eve, Tuesday, that's when the rain starts to show up into the ArkLaTex. And honestly, quite frankly, Christmas Eve looks to give us here in the ArkLaTex scattered and widespread rain showers, with only a few of those storms continuing into Christmas Day. We'll show you that here in the future track in just a moment. But some of those showers could be extended as far north as Missouri, and I've even seen some models hint that all system goes all the way extended up into Chicago, around that area, with a little bit of rain, a little bit of rain mixed with some snow, maybe targeting areas of the Northeast with some lake effect snow in upstate New York, it looks like. Overall, the humidity increases greatly with lots of insurgence of moisture here for the eastern half of the United States as a whole. And if you look out westward, too, most of California, even down to LA, could have some rain chances, even heading into Christmas Eve. Again, this is all Christmas Eve. Then, Christmas Day. See, the rain mainly moves just a little bit farther east. Looks like we'll clear out most of the rain out of the west coast, first of all. And some of that moves in areas around Denver, where it could snow in Colorado. Then, again, this is why we have leftover showers for the ArkLaTex around this day, is because most of the system moves into Mississippi and areas around New Orleans, it looks like, for Christmas Day, with some of that rain into the Ohio Valley. From some of the rain from that system continuing to move east into the Ohio Valley, and I'd probably say that affects some areas around Kentucky and maybe even Tennessee too. Overall, it's not looking good. Most of this is a resurgence of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico covering most of the east side of the United States, so it's giving us a little bit of a questionable rain chance for Christmas Eve. For us here in the ArkLaTex, it's certainly increasing our chances again for Christmas Eve. Christmas Day is the big question mark of whether rain or not into certain areas. Again, we're going to keep you first alert. Last thing I want to show you before we go is our local Christmas Day forecast here. Again, watch out. I will say before we get to that, watch out Christmas Day, again, anywhere around the United States for the most part. Looks like the West Coast will do just fine. Las Vegas maybe too. But it looks like we'll have some chances for snow in Denver on Christmas Day. hinting at some rain coming back into Dallas and areas around Houston here for Christmas Day, too. There's rain likely from New Orleans, stretched through Mississippi up into the Ohio Valley. I think we'll keep most of the central part and the plains pretty dry, which will be good for them. And also most of the Northeast pretty dry, which will be also good for areas around New York, Philly, and, say, D.C. as well. So, all right, last thing I want to get to is our Christmas forecast. I just got to find it. It's like finding a present on Christmas Day. Just got to find that Christmas Day forecast. There it is. I found the present under the tree. So here's your Christmas Day forecast here locally in the ArkLaTex. Rain is possible. That's what we've been saying. Again, rain is more likely on Christmas Eve as of right now. We'll see about Christmas Day. Overall, the humidity is still most likely going to be there, but we'll keep you first alert the closer we get to this day. What we are definitely confident on, though, is warm temperatures. Warm temperatures. Look at that high, up to 68 degrees. Again, Christmas Eve is most likely going to be warmer, up into the lower 70s. So Santa's going to be coming in T-shirt and shorts, and he's certainly going to need some windshield wipers on his sleigh headed here into the ArkLaTex, because sadly, well, you know, Christmas in July, well, why don't we put the July into Christmas? It's not that hot. It's not that hot, thankfully, but it's again, way up there. It's certainly not December-like weather around the ArkLaTex. All right, those look at your extended Christmas forecast. If you have any questions, about places, maybe a question more in store about the Christmas forecast, again, YouTube, that's our platform to use. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is not ending yet. We're going to get a recap of this episode. We have one more episode to look forward to tomorrow. I'm going to give you a preview of Friday's episode of First Alert Weather Breakdown after this break. Stick with us. I'll be right back. Hey, thanks for watching the First Alert Weather Breakdown, and welcome on back. We'll recap this episode. Yes, I'm so sorry about Christmas Day. Mother Nature not friendly to us. To be fair, again, we're finally getting our December-like weather back here in the ArkLaTex. It's just not lasting for forever. Again, it's lasting for a solid 4 to 5 days, which at least includes the weekend. So the weekend's going to be nice and cool. It's going to be cold in the morning, but certainly nice and cool in the afternoon with plenty of sunshine to enjoy. And I always think the best part about it is, finally, this upcoming weekend is the first weekend in 3 weeks that we don't have a single rain chance, which will be great. That will be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. Last weekend, literally on, I think it was Saturday, I was out and about just walking around. It was just Umbrella covered. It's not raining anymore. Umbrella down. Up, it's raining again. Umbrella up. Nope, never mind. Umbrella down. Back up, back down. It's nothing but non-stop repeating that. So I'm glad I don't have to worry about that. And unfortunately, I will have to worry about it come Christmas time. So if you're planning on, I will say, if you're planning on traveling last minute, so I know some people do, just based on circumstances and what you can and can't do, because obviously the holiday season is jam-packed, full of plans and everything. If you have extra time, maybe make sure you travel before Christmas Eve, before it rains, or make sure you give yourself extra time to travel on Christmas Eve. Go ahead and start planning for that. I'm serious about that right now. Because rain is certainly looking, again, a lot more likely on Christmas Eve, which I'd say is better to have the rain on Christmas Eve rather than Christmas Day. But it's still annoying that we have that in there, and just the muggy, soupy feel. You remember that from the past 3 days? That's just the fact that that's coming back into the ArkLaTex for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I mean, I guess make Christmas Louisiana summer themed, but it's just not my favorite. That's not my favorite. What can I say? So yeah, that's what you're dealing with, sadly, for this Christmas. One of the best pictures I think I'm getting in my head is I remember seeing somewhere. This is probably all around, but Santa riding on a gator, or Santa riding, essentially on an alligator around. He's gonna need that. He'll need that to fit the mood around here. So, yeah, I think that's what I got for the Christmas forecast. We'll keep you first alert. Again, we'll go over the Christmas forecast so many more times. We have 2 more episodes overall before we go bye-bye for Christmas, by the way. We have one episode to wrap up the work week this Friday, and then we're going to have one episode on Monday, the 23rd, before taking a break on the 24th and 25th. We will not have episodes this coming Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. Before tomorrow, first of all, before I give away what's going to happen tomorrow, if you want to send us a topic, if you're new here, you can send us a topic, and you can let us know what you want us to discuss. We discuss anything weather-wise. With the weather here in the ArkLaTex, it can be weather outside of the ArkLaTex. We also talk about weather happening all around the nation as well. You can send us an email, weatherbreakdown@ksla.com. You can also message us on Facebook, too. My name on Facebook is Meteorologist Evan Thomason. I post cool content on there every single day, kind of daily weather updates and some things behind the scenes that you don't necessarily see on air, including something I did to Steven, our anchor here today. You'll have to catch that on my Facebook page as well. But anyways, if you have a topic for the podcast, that's where you can send it to. Again, Meteorologist Evan Thomason, that is my Facebook. Overall, you can join us every single weekday streaming at 10:30, except for next week. Next week's just the holiday week. So yeah, we won't be streaming on Tuesday or Wednesday. Monday, I've already determined. Monday, we're just going to go over all the Christmas forecast in its entirety again, getting especially closer to the day. We're going to keep you first alert about all the details for your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day forecast for that Monday episode. For tomorrow, we'll do it again, yes, but I want our exclusive content to also include other things. The exclusive content for tomorrow is going to be a regional travel forecast. We're also going to look at the regional forecast here for the weekend a little more specifically. For some certain towns like Dallas, New Orleans, maybe you're traveling out east towards Mississippi, towards Jackson. We'll look at the forecast for those areas, and we're also going to look at a few sports forecasts here for the weekend too. I gotta remember where teams are playing. I think the Cowboys have a Sunday night football game matchup against the Bucks this weekend, and I believe the Saints play on Monday night in Green Bay. Which, good luck to them. That's going to be cold. Yes. Anyways, so that's what we're doing here for tomorrow, combining sports. Remember, the Independence Bowl as well is about a week away. Week and 2 days away. That's going to be on next Saturday. Not this coming Saturday, the following Saturday after Christmas. Between Louisiana Tech, little nice local team there, and Army Black Knights also joining. We'll have a forecast for that also coming up on some of our shows and our podcast here. Anyways, I think we're good with the podcast. I don't see anybody seeing anything on the live chat. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it very much. Just wanted to let you know as well, for those of you watching, one of the most amount of views I've had in a while on this platform, on YouTube, that is. I can actively see how many views there are on YouTube. If you're watching on KSLA.com, I always trust that you're there. I promise you're there. I just can't see viewership numbers. That's all. Anyways, thanks for joining. Again, enjoy the sunshine, at least for the next 4 to 5 days. Make the most of that, at least, before the rain comes again, right on Christmas Eve. All right, for me, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Evan Tomlinson. I will see you again tomorrow at 10:30. Be there, be square. Most importantly, be weather aware. I will see you tomorrow, 10:30. Enjoy the rest of your sunny Thursday. Peace out.